Okay, good afternoon or good morning, children from Priory Primary School. My name is Stuart. I work for Bedford Borough Council. My job, I work in the Sustainable Transport team. So my job is to work with schools like yourselves to promote travelling, active travel, and discourage car use, and to learn more about the environment as well. So this assembly is called Introducing Buddies, and I'll tell you a bit more about them now. Okay. So as I said, I told you a bit about my job. So I always like to know how children get to school. So show of hands, put your hands up if you walk today. Good. Anyone cycled? Good. Anyone scooted? Brilliant. Anyone come in the car? Okay, I know for a fact that many children from your school, you live quite close to the school, so I know a lot of you come by walking, cycling, or scooting, which is great, Okay, so we are talking today about buddies. These are two new big signs the school's going to have very, very soon. Okay, they're about 2 or 3 foot high. So on some view, they'll be really, really high. On the other view, it'll be a little bit low, down about your chest height. So you'll see them somewhere outside the school, which we can talk about in a minute. So the first one says, show you care, park elsewhere. The second one says, thank you for walking and cycling. Okay, so does anyone know where that location is there? Have a little think. Anyone know where it is? Should be quite easy. That is right outside your school. And if you look that one there, it's outside on the double yellow lines, right outside your school. So have a think, why might it be there for? What reason could it have been there? Why is that not a good place to stop? Okay, teacher, you might want to pause it here and have a quick chat. Okay, and the second one is just there. So that's looking the other way. That's looking away from town. And there, what the one there says, that's why it says thank you for walking or cycling. And just by a coincidence, that's right outside a bike shop which has opened. That's just a pure coincidence. You're right next door to a cycle shop. Brilliant that is. Okay, so now you've had a little think about why they're there for. Let's talk about it in a bit more detail. So reasons why walking, cycling or scooting is good. So if you're using that mode of transport, that means you are not in your car. Your parents haven't brought you by a car. Okay, so cars, if you look at a car, the exhaust fumes come out the back of the exhaust on many cars, particularly older cars. That's gases come out of the car. Okay, the gases can they give out carbon monoxide and nitrogen oxide, which turns into carbon dioxide. Now, if you don't know, carbon dioxide is the real big problem for climate change at the moment. So over the news, it's going to be a bigger problem as you grow up. Many reasons why climate change is bad for the world. So we are trying to do what we can now to address that, and little changes can really help. So particularly older cars, driving isn't a good idea. Okay. Also for your health. So if there's a car sitting just outside your school on those yellow lines, the exhaust is coming out, the fumes from the car are really bad, particularly if you're older. So if you're with your grandma, pregnant women, so if your mum's pregnant, children, because you're quite low down to the ground, so you can breathe in the fumes more. And also if you've got asthma as well, it can make it a lot worse. So there's many reasons why breathing in those fumes are really bad for your health, hearts as well. So there's many reasons why. Okay. So it's not a good idea to stop your car outside, just outside the school. Okay, everyone makes sense so far? Good. Now, on an average day, so in an average day or every day, we've got 24 hours in a day. Okay. Out of those hours, I should say, sleeping, eating, your lessons, TV and gaming, all the main things you do, most of that you are sitting down. So you're laying down, you're sitting down, you're not being active. Okay, that leaves only 3 hours a day, roughly, to be active, which is about 14%, which isn't very long if you work out on a course of a day. Okay, so I want to talk to you about exercise now. Exercise can actually help to make you brainier. Does that sound cool? Who likes to be brainier? Yeah, I certainly would. So if you look at these two brains here, okay, this is after 20 minutes of exercise. The one on the left, this is the person that's been sitting quietly. That's kind of normal to green. This one on the right, they have been active for 20 minutes. So if you look at it on the right here, you can see the brain has lots of red and yellow. That means it's been very active. So when they're on the right, they've been doing some exercise. That means it's very active. So that means they're using more of their brain to do a task. So if you walk or cycle to school, you come into school, you're more alert, concentration is better, and you're ready to learn. And you're using more of your brain for a task. Okay, which is great for developing and improving and learning things. Okay, who feels stressed sometimes? Yeah, stress is a big word these days. It's easy to get stressed by things. These two faces here, they're stressed out people. It can be something little like, you're not sure what you're doing for tea tonight, or something bigger like your relative could be ill. So stress can affect people in different ways. What's important is we learn how, as we get older, we learn how to manage stress so we can cope better. And one of the good ways to do that is exercise. Exercise releases endorphins in your brain, which make you feel a lot better. So by exercising, can make a big difference to how you feel. And doing it on the way to school is really good. If you live close to school, that's fine. Maybe at the weekends you could go out for a walk, or if you're traveling somewhere, rather than taking a car around the corner, you could maybe walk or cycle or scoot instead. Okay, so stress is not good. If we exercise, that is how we can feel nice and calm, nice and chilled out, nice and relaxed. I know when I do exercise, it makes me feel a lot better. I feel a lot calmer, I feel a lot happier. So it really does make a difference. Okay, so what can you do? So we've talked about it a bit already. What you can do is, well, if you live a long way from school and you can't walk or cycle or scoot, if you can't walk, scoot or cycle, you could park or stride. So that means you walk away, you park maybe 5 minutes from the school and you walk the last bit. It's better than nothing. Okay, so you park somewhere and you walk in. Okay. Also, as well, it's really important is something called pester power. That's when you nag your mum and dad to do something. Okay, it's normally for food, but it could be something else. So that's how parents don't want to see their children looking. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to ask them, Mummy, Daddy, can I walk, or what can I walk today? Can I scoot today? Can I cycle today? Okay, and tell them, if you're the one who's parking right outside the school, tell them, actually, Mum, Dad, can you park a little bit further away? There's a car park just across the road from your school. Tell them, can they park there? Because now you know the reasons why it's really important to get exercise. It's really important to not stop outside the school, breathing all the fumes, and it's really bad for your health and bad for other children around you, your friends. So tell them to park somewhere else away from the school. All right, once you've done it a few times, you get in the habit, it gets easier and easier. It's really, really important. And finally, it's good to talk. It's really important now you've had a brief introduction into why walking and cycling and scooting are good. You go home tonight and you talk to your mum and dad, tell them what you learned today and tell them why it's important. We try and walk and cycle as much as we can. Okay, cars aren't always a bad option. I'm not saying they're always bad. Sometimes you need to go in your car somewhere, absolutely fine. It's just try not to use it, or just like short trips going around everywhere. So hope you found that assembly interesting. Look out for the buddies. They're coming to your school soon. They'll be outside your school. So if you see them, say hello to them. They're not actually real, but you can still say hello to them. Yeah, and spread the word. And I'm sure I will see you around the school soon. Take care. Bye-bye.